Good morning, children. Today we are going to do a comprehension. See here, I've sent a passage to you all. I'm explaining you all the passage also. I'm reading it for you all. And then I'm going to ask you all some very simple questions based on the passage. Okay? Now see here. When you imagine the desert, you probably think of a very hot place covered with sand. Although that is a good description for many deserts, Earth's largest desert is actually a very cold place covered with ice, Antarctica. In order for an area to be considered a desert, it must receive very little rainfall. More specifically, it must receive an average of less than 10 inches of precipitation, which can be rain, sleet, hail, or snow on the ground every year. Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, has an average temperature that usually falls below the freezing point. And because cold air holds less moisture than warm air, the air in Antarctica does not hold much moisture at all. This is evident in the low precipitation statistics recorded for Antarctica. For example, the central part of Antarctica receives an average of less than 2 inches of snow every year. The coastline of Antarctica receives a little bit more, between 7 and 8 inches a year. This is the coastline. And the main part of Antarctica receives very less. Okay. Because when precipitation falls in hot deserts, because Antarctica gets so little precipitation every year, it is considered a desert. It receives very little precipitation. Okay. When precipitation falls in hot deserts, it quickly evaporates back into the atmosphere. The air over Antarctica is too cold to hold water vapor, so there is very little evaporation there. So when precipitation falls in hot deserts, what happens? It quickly evaporates back into the atmosphere. But the air over Antarctica is so cold to hold water vapor that there is very little evaporation there. Okay. Due to this low rate of evaporation, most of the snow that falls to the ground remains there permanently. So, since there is very less amount of evaporation there, most of the snow that falls to the ground, it remains there permanently. Okay. Eventually building up into thick ice sheets. So eventually, day after day, year after year, it builds up thick ice sheets. Any snow that does not freeze into ice sheets becomes caught up in the strong winds that constantly blow over Antarctica. So any snow which does not freeze up into ice sheets, what is happening to that? It becomes caught in the strong wind. Okay. And that wind which is constantly blowing over Antarctica. So the wind is also very cold there. These snow-filled winds can make it look as if it is snowing. So since these winds are snow-filled, it shows as if it is snowing there, but actually it's not so. The wind is carrying snow in it. Even though snowfall is very rare there, blizzards are actually very common in Antarctica. Okay, now what is a blizzard? A blizzard is also wind carrying big flakes of snow. Okay. Okay children, now this is the part which I have read for you. I have explained you all also a little bit. Okay, now you all are going to go through the video many times and understand the total video very properly. After that, you pay attention in your class and I am going to ask you all questions. Okay children? Thank you.